concern is just anytime you're dealing with areas around elected officials' houses, you have to be very confident and clear that if you got this request somewhere else, that you would come up with that same answer.
Yes, sir.
Right? Because you may get other requests, and you need to, you know.
And there have been 2 wrecks that were directly related.
Right. And I'm not suggesting,
I know.
I'm just saying we have to be careful.
I understand, and believe me, he has. He's gone way
I wish
further than I
I wish I had a
would
stop
have.
sign on my yard. I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
lie.
you're-
Well, you're not
Because
too
it's
far
ridiculous
down
how
from
many
here.
speeders, and they literally pass each other. It's so dangerous right
We've
there.
never had that issue on that part of Yale. There's never been a parking issue. The driveways are long enough. I can park 10 cars in my driveway, I suppose, if I tried, and all of them down there. But it's when we got the Airbnb that he doesn't let them park in his driveway.
Is he impacted by this?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. He parks his cars.
But right now, it's on one side, is it?
Yeah,
is it
just on, it's not beside the Airbnb.
Okay.
They can park.
Yeah, so he's making it to where the opposite side is no parking.
Where the
They would park in front of their house that they're renting, but they don't do
The
that.
idea is with this intersection, I'm pretty familiar with it. If there's any cars parked right in here, it requires the motorist to swing wide
Yeah.
into the oncoming lane of traffic. That was the idea. But
Now,
long before Darren was there used to be a family, Eads family. I forgot how many of them there was. There was a lot of, I know when I went to high school, there was 4 of their cars totaled out. Because people come around that corner
Well,
and
just
got
this
headed
past
on.
week, when we were resealing Robert Scott, it shut off.
Yeah.
I mean, people were dodging
Oh,
cars.
yeah.
And there are 2 of them, and they won't park them any.
You had the
Just
gas
like
company
this.
doing their thing.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
And that part should be over, thank
Have you
goodness,
talked
that
to
I'm
the
told.
homeowners, and they're okay with this? They're okay with no, I mean, that's
Yeah.
my whole deal is, I want the same rights as the rest of the
We
citizens.
do have the one
They're okay with
homeowner,
it.
we do have the one homeowner on Yale who says if that's what you need to do, that's fine, because he sees the problem. He'd rather not have a sign
Wow.
in his yard.
Okay.
So just,
Make a motion to pass ordinance 1380-2023.
Second?
have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you,
guys.
Chief, I appreciate it very much. And I will say, yeah, they came out on their own and they analyzed and came several times. And, so, thank you, appreciate it. Number 15, consider approval of ordinance number 1381-2023, amending Division 4 sanitation collection policy of Article 13.02, utility policy, specifically amending Section 13.02.113, policies. 1, residential garbage collection, specifically in subsection 1D and 3, brush, tree limbs, and logs, specifically in subsection 3C in the River Oaks Code of Ordinances 2020 as amended.
This ordinance does 2 things. One, it makes trash cans an option. Doesn't say that you have to use trash cans, but it allows not only using bags, but it does offer the option to use trash cans. Second thing that this ordinance does is it splits our city in 2 to where we'll do bulk pickup every other Friday, depending on the district. If you are south of the boulevard, you would get your bulk pickup on say Wednesday 1, and then the next week you would go to the other side and be alternating back and forth. That would cut it in half. It'll make it easier for us to be able to keep up with it, number 1. Number 2, it will help us a little bit on our costs, but the biggest thing is it just piles up on us if we don't. and it just, goes into the next period of time, and we're back to where we were again, just deeper and deeper in debt. So, we're proposing that along with, as one means of starting to, save on our solid waste costs.
I don't know that you'll save, Marvin, because I think people will put out the same amount of stuff. It just depends on,
What day?
depends on when they put it out. So I don't know if
But labor-wise, I mean, we should be, it should take them less to do half
It'll take
of
less
it.
time, is what I'm.
well, I know, but the amount of stuff's gonna be
Yeah.
the same.
Right.
What do y'all do with the branches and all?
We take them out to Silver Creek and they use
Recycle.
it for, mulch.
But Marvin, my suggestion would be, instead of every other, is to choose like first and third and second and fourth.
That'll be so confusing, Steve, we'll never get that through.
That's more confusing
Than every other?
Because then you never
What do you-
know when it's your week.
What are you gonna do on a fifth?
Yeah, well, you at all.
Still goes as every other week.
I see what you're saying, then there could be
Well,
some.
the homeowner knows.
Yeah.
The first Wednesday and the third Wednesday, I put my stuff out.
It kinda goes along with the way we already,
With our,
Yeah.
the
So I
way we
don't- I
already
don't-
do it, you know.
So tell me more about how it's more confusing, because I believe you, I just want to understand that.
Well, you just know every 2 weeks you're gonna have your picked up by sign.
So you don't, so the homeowner will just put it out whenever they want to, regardless of knowing if it's this week or next week.
No, well, that's what we wanted to spend 30 days notifying and letting them know. before.
Okay, but how are you gonna communicate that it's your week if it's not numbered? You see?
That's whatever you wanna do.
Yeah, Jeremy.
I don't know if you
I don't
do you
think-
understand what I'm
Jeremy?
saying, Jeremy?
Marvin, that was my plan, Marvin, was to put it on a schedule, first, third, second, fourth, north, south.
It'd be every other week, but if you're the homeowner, you know it.
Correct. If
Might
you're on the
pick up
north
on
side of
first
the
week,
boulevard,
his is on the second.
first week, south side's second week.
And then if there was a fifth, then there just would be any bulk that week.
Correct. That gives us some time to do lots
Other
of maintenance
things.
on
Or
our
you go
truck.
catch up.
Correct.
I think the ordinance can stay the way it is, just your way of implementing that would be to.
Well, no, I think you have to change it because it's saying every other week, and we've got to change it, we've got to make sure that we put in there like.
Let the homeowner
South-
know they don't
yeah.
stick it out
I'm
there.
trying it out.
And how, if we make that update, how would we get this out besides posting it on the web? Would we put it in the water bill?
I wanted to send individual flyers to each one.
Okay.
Would y'all rather know it's the first and third
well, if
Wednesday?
I put it out and you don't pick it up, then I know it's not my week.
We're trying
You
to-
gotta hold back, you gotta hold back.
You gotta-
I'm not concerned about that, I'm concerned about the trash can, I'm here to speak on trash.
Okay,
can.
let's get this out of the
So
way.
I would say though, for the professionals that I'm working with currently, they can't even pick coach lights, they're so busy. So to say every other would be extremely challenging versus moving forward, I'm gonna actually provide them their trash ordinance when they purchase a home, so it's not confusing. But I would like it to be very specific because they're very specific people that we're working with.
Right.
Well, our garbage pickup is so good that if anybody complains, I mean, there's.
Talk to the girl behind you.
I, well, no, that's what I'm saying.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna
not
speak
just
on
her.
trash. No.
Can we get through what we're at right now before we move to the trash?
So-
Well, if you live in Fort Worth, you don't get it picked up but once every couple of months. It may,
Once a
my
month.
granddaughter lives in Fort Worth,
Once a month.
and it was in the,
No, it ain't once a month.
yeah,
Once a month,
supposed to be. Yeah, it may be a month before it's picked up. And that even goes on Rivercrest Drive, because I drive down that street all the time. The ones on the golf course, I've seen it out there for months, and that's where the rich people live. That's Fort Worth, Florida. Yeah.
Work so hard.
You wanted to talk about the trash can?
Yes, you want me, you'll be up there?
Come on up. Give us
Okay,
your name,
well,
rank, and
okay.
We don't know who you are.
Well, I got some athletics, so wait just a minute, maybe take a minute. No, okay, I'm Joanne Butler, who, everybody knows.
How many yards did you mow today? That's what I wanna know.
Well, I didn't mow any today, but I mowed one last night. I've gotten to where I can't do but about 1.5 in this heat.
Push mower.
And then I
How old are you?
I
Do you mind
pick it
saying?
up in the front yard, to
Do you
the
mind saying
backyard, I
how
have
old you are?
zero turn, and 2 backyards.
Do you
I just
mind-
think you're correct.
Do you mind